Okay, thank you everybody for being here. So what I was saying earlier is, and forgive my voice, I'm recovering from something. We'll figure it out later on what it is. But Miss Annie is here of Annie Wilson Home Care. And so she doesn't know if she's already registered. So I just have her on another computer checking her registration. For this workshop, I'm assuming that everyone on the call is not registered to do business with the city. And that is one thing that I want to make sure all entrepreneurs check off their list of things to do, and that is to make sure that they're a vendor with the City of Jacksonville. So the screen that I just pulled up is with the City of Jacksonville's procurement department webpage. So if you need to go back later on, what you have here in the browser is the direct link to the City of Jacksonville webpage. And you can always find it when you go to the City of Jacksonville. If you hover over this menu bar, these three menu bars here, you can always just hover over to procurement and click on that. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Oh, so let me go ahead and back out and do it. So I just clicked on procurement. And what you want to do is to go down to, actually it took me one too far back. So I'm just gonna go back one. This is where I want to be. It took me to transparency records. So just click on the procurement link. And the page you're going to get is the procurement page. And it says, welcome to the City of Jacksonville new supplier portal is now, the City of Jacksonville's new supplier portal is now live. So they recently transferred their database to this new iCloud platform. So that is what this announcement was about last year. So what you'll see is the iCloud logo, information on current bidding opportunities with the city. These are their meeting agendas and announcements of awards for contracts. And these are the single source bids that are currently out. I'm not going to go through all of those today because it's going to take a minute. I want to make sure that today we just get you in the system. And again, I apologize, my breathing is a little off, so I may be talking, breathing out words slower than I normally do. So this is the supplier portal page. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
So this is where you go to get registered as a new vendor. And so just click on that link and you come to City of Jacksonville Supplier Portal Information, OneCloud. We have two options at the top of the page. If you're already registered, and that is what Miss Annie is here doing over at CenCon, is she's checking to see if she's already registered in the system. So if you're already registered, you just click here to access your supplier portal. So I'm already registered, so this is where I would click to access my supplier portal page, and it has my registration, my history of awards, all of that stuff. Everyone else, I want you to click here to register as a supplier. But before we do, so let me click on it and I'll show you what's going to happen. And then what I'm going to do is to play the quick supplier video that they provide to show you just how easy it is. So when you click on here, you're going to get the first page, which asks for your information. So this is what it looks like. And what you're going to do is to register as a supplier, company details, is to start putting in your company detail information. You have 7 tabs at the top that you're going to work through. So every time you complete one, you can either go to the bottom of the page, minimize my screen because it's in my way. There's the, let me arrow down then. You can either, every time you go through one, you can either click next or it should say it at the bottom of the page, apply. I don't see that, but that's what we're going to talk through in a second. What I want to do is to show you the quick video to show you how easy it is. So I'm backing out and now I'm going to come down here to manage your profile and then manage profile as a supplier video. Okay. I would highly recommend that you look through this first before going back up and clicking on here to register as a supplier. So skip over that, come down to manage your profile and click on the supplier video. And we're gonna go through this video very quickly. So just listen in. It's 6 minutes, I apologize, but it's going to be a very informative 6 minutes.
We are going to go over how to manage your profile as a supplier and make any changes. So we're starting at the Supplier Portal. Under the company profile, you will select Manage Profile. From here,
Okay,
you can see
that
all
is
of
where
your
we
information on
just
different
were
tabs.
when I
We're gonna
showed
go ahead
you
and
company
edit
profile.
this.
So this is where she is now.
You get a warning just saying that you want to edit. We'll select yes. You get a warning just
I'm
saying
gonna
that you
start
want to
start
edit.
back because I
We'll
spoke.
select
I'm sorry.
yes. We're going to go ahead and edit this.
So edit is the first thing you click.
Get a warning just saying that you want to edit. We'll select yes. Okay. So from here, you can notice the different tabs you're able to edit, and we'll go through each one. First, we want to enter a change description. Just put update profile. Okay, we're going to start with the organization details. You'll see all of the different fields you can add additional information. None of these are required, but if you wanted to enter your year established, for your company, your chief executive title, any of this information you can enter.
So
we're
the
going to go
only,
ahead and go to the tax identifiers.
hold on, let me pause for a second. So the only thing that you need to put
Okay,
in
this is where
here,
you would update your federal
Where's my
reportable
pause
or
button?
not. We're going to go ahead and select that. And once you do that, you have to select the reportable type. Do a search for
I'm looking for my pause button.
miscellaneous. Select whichever type.
I'm just minimizing this now because she's updating a supplier profile. I want a new supplier profile. Hold on for just a second. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. So under register as a supplier, this is the video we want.
Through this registration process. You will be
Okay,
able
sorry
to
about that.
register
This
as
is
a
the correct
supplier for the
screen.
City of Jacksonville. And we're going to go through each field individually. Okay, your first field is going to be your supplier/company name. So we're going to use test supplier for this demonstration. The next field is your tax organization type. We have corporation, LLC, individual. We will select corporation. If you have a corporate website that you would like to share with us, you can enter that here. The next field is your tax country.
The asterisk fields are the ones that are the required fields. So if you don't have a company website, don't panic. Just skip over that and only fill in the fields with the asterisk. So on this page, you're only completing supplier company name, that's your business name, the type of organization, and then you click on the drop-down menu to show whether you're a corporation, an LLC, a sole proprietorship, whatever. And then you go down to your contact information and start populating your first and last name and your tax information.
Start typing United States, and it'll pop down. We'll select United States. Now we can enter our taxpayer ID. This could also be your social security number if you're an individual. We will enter it without any dashes. Next is a notes field. If you have a DBA name, this is where you would enter that, or any special notes. Next field is your contact information. This will be the first contact for your organization, and it will be the first person listed as a contact for your organization.
I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna
First
call you
name,
when-
last name,
I'm gonna
email.
call you when I get out.
Okay, we finished all the information on our company details page. You'll see at the top, you have these 7 steps. You can get to the next one by clicking here, or you can just select the next. If you ever need to go back and forth between those, you can select from the top as well.
Okay, so that's just the very first page. So you're all done with that. Now you just click on contacts or the number 2 or next to go to the next
Move
page.
on to our contacts. The contact you just entered on the company details page came over here. We're going to go ahead and edit this one. You'll see additional fields here. We'll go ahead and enter a phone number. This first field is the phone area code.
So in the
Next,
first
you'll enter
page,
the 7 digits.
you enter your name. Here you're entering your phone number and
And then if
contact
there's an
information.
extension, you can enter that in the last field. We also have mobile and fax numbers, if those are applicable. The email came over from the previous page. If this is an emergency contact for this supplier, you can check that here. And the system defaulted this to create a user account for this contact. So we're going to go ahead and click OK for this contact. You'll see here you can also create additional contacts. We're going to go ahead and create another one. And all the fields are blank here. So if you created another contact and you want them to have a user account as well, you would select that here.
Okay, any questions so far? So this is how you add an additional person's name. On page 1, your CEO or whomever has already been saved and carried over to page 2. If there are other partners in the company, you want to add them here, and you just click on the create contact key to add that new person, and you fill in the information for them.
But for this exercise, we'll go ahead and cancel. And we will move on to our addresses. Go ahead and click create. And here, you're going to name your address. We give little instructions here. If it's an ordering address, you name it ordering. If it's a remit to, it would be remit to, or if it's an order/remit to, you can name it that. The country populates here. Your address line 1, this would be your PO box or street address. And an important step here is to skip ahead to the postal code and go ahead and enter your zip code. And once you do that, you can select the tab key, and then it'll populate the state, county, and city for that zip code. Sometimes there's multiple choices to select, so you can pick from here. You can also select from the drop down and search for your zip code that way as well. And you'll see that the city, state, county populated from our choice. Next, you'll select your address purpose. You know this is an ordering and a remit to. You don't have to worry about RFQ or bidding. That's not as important as the ordering and remit to sites.
So this is where a lot of people get stuck because they don't understand the ordering and remit features. All it is where they're sending all they're asking is where do we send the invoice to? Or what do we say in the invoice? So this is all about payment. So it's, remit to or, order to. That's it. It's just a purchase. So just make sure those fields are filled out.
Also have a
Could
phone
that be your home address?
for this address.
Ma'am,
Could that be your home address or your business address?
your business address. Make sure it's your business address. And what I tell everybody is to really try hard to get out of the habit of using your personal addresses, because this information is public and so many people can find your home address, using this information. That's on Sunbiz, anywhere. Try to have a co-working space like here or a PO box, but try very hard not to use your personal home.
That is not required. Another important step is to add any contacts relevant for this address. So we clicked the select and add option. And if we had multiple contacts, they would show up here. We just have the one that we created. So you can select that one and apply, or select OK. And from here, you can create another address, or you can select OK if you're done. Okay, we are going.
Everyone on this call, that last piece about a second address and a second remitter, you should just click OK. You shouldn't have to do that.
To enter our bank accounts, select create. And the first field is the country. You can start typing in United States. It'll give you the options. We'll select United States. And from there, we can select our bank. So there's about 8,000 banks to select from. The easiest way to do it is to start typing in your bank. So we'll go with Wells Fargo. You'll see there's a lot of options. We'll select this one. And once you select your bank, the routing numbers will populate and give you the selections to pick from. If you don't see your routing number, we give you a question on our questionnaire. If you are not able to find your routing number or bank, you can list it there and we'll help you from there. Next, you have to enter your account number. To do that, we have our account name. This can be your checking, saving, whatever is a good identifier for you. This one, checking. And then the only other field required here is your account type. And again, we'll select checking, but you can do money market, savings, unknown. You can fill out any additional information here that you need, but those are the only required fields.
So this is the most important page because a lot of people get stuck on it, especially if you can't find your bank, the correct routing number for your bank. So if you can't find your bank routing number, if I remember correctly, because I had Wells Fargo and the routing number wasn't there, there's a separate sheet where they'll ask you additional questions to try to help find it. Eventually, I could not find it at all. So I just saved the generic Wells Fargo and then just exited out of it and continued through the application process. So whatever happens, if you can't find the bank routing number, still just put the generic bank, click a generic routing number and complete it, because someone from the procurement office is going to call you if it doesn't match. So they'll help you through it. Okay, but don't stop and give up. And that's what a lot of people do. And just remember, account name is just simply if it's a checking or savings, and account type is simply if it's a checking or savings. For everyone on the call, it should be a checking account.
So if you don't see it, but you have it, you can go ahead and enter it. Will it let you enter?
I'm trying to remember if it allowed me to enter it. I want to say no, because I had to finish it with just a generic routing number, because it just simply would not pop up. Like she said, it's so many different banks and branches. So I believe I picked the closest match, and then they called me to tell me how to do it correctly. And there is a contact number on the main page. So we'll go back and look at that, where you can call them in the moment and see if someone picks up and ask them that question. But here you just click OK. Well, who's your bank?
Oh, Community First. So, but I have the routing number. So.
Oh, then yours should be easy.
Oh, but that's why I was asking if I could just go ahead and put it in if it doesn't pop up.
Yep, yours should pop up because it's a single independent credit union. But for Wells Fargo, they have 1 million branches with 1 million routing numbers. But you should be able to find yours. Okay, great. Navy Federal, if you have them, that'll pop up very easily because it's only 1 or 2 routing numbers. So you should be okay if you have a smaller credit union type bank. If you have a huge one.
Create another, select OK. Okay. Again, you can create additional bank accounts where necessary. We're going to move on to the next section, which is products and services. This is where you will add your NIGP codes that are applicable for your company, whatever products or services that your company does. You can select that here.
So just pay attention to where she's clicking, because this is a problem as well. Use this hyperlink where she's clicking to search for your codes, because they will not match the federal codes. And people assume that they will, but they won't. So go ahead and search in their system for your codes. They don't match the NAICS codes.
The best way to do this is to click this link here to search for your
You
NIGP
okay, Miss
codes.
Annie?
Mhm.
Okay.
This will bring you to a website where you can search by the numbers or a description. We're going to go ahead and search by description for clothing.
And I recommend that as well. Search by description and just type in, description of what you do.
All right.
Select enter, and then it'll give you the list of every commodity code that has clothing in the description. And from here, you'll want to jot down which ones are applicable for your company. Okay. From here, we cannot select the commodity codes on this page, so we'll go back to the other screen. And from here, we select an.
So what you want to do is to click on this part, click here to search NIGP codes, and to use the word descriptor to type in the word. So if you're thinking about that right now, Eunice, for you, it's what, training?
Yes, I think it's 611699, but yeah, CPR or safety.
For NIGP codes or for NACE codes?
Next codes, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, so here, type in the word so you can figure out what corresponds to NIGP code for safety, training, et cetera.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence, for you, it's decor. It's yours may be a wider range under decor, under even
I'm
interior
thinking maybe
design, under
yeah.
seasonal holiday, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking home decor. Maybe that would bring up. I think normally they had. I forgot what they say. It's under the big category.
Okay, for you, search for the big category and then the more narrow categories. You want to get all the codes that you can possibly find.
Okay.
Under your
All right.
NIGP code. Jerry, what's your code?
I'm not actually sure, but it's automotive, wholesale, and resale and
Mhm.
retail. So I would
So
have to
just-
look it up. I'm sure I could find it.
Okay, so automotive would be yours.
Yeah.
And even,
Okay.
and when you type in automotive, it should type in all of it, parts, equipment, repair, so
Okay.
whatever applies. Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, so when you have you write down your code, once you go into that screen, then you come back out and you click select and add to start adding your code. So we'll start from here.
Add here. From the previous search, we know our commodity code. We've got it down. So I'm going to enter the number here, and then I can select which ones I wrote down. You can apply them and then keep searching and adding from there. We'll select OK.
So when you type it in, I would say type in the first 3 letters so you can get that drop down box, not the full exact code. And that way you can click on all the ones that come up under the partial numeric code.
From here, we're going to move on to the questionnaire section.
Okay, so you're done at this point.
Here
So
we have
now it's
questions
just
that need to be answered before you can submit
uploading.
your registration. The first one is the W-9 question. So please submit a valid W-9 with your registration. The option is, yes, I have attached a completed W-9, and this is where you will attach it here. You select the plus icon, and then again the plus icon, and then you'll find the W-9 on your computer. Okay, we found it, we've attached it. We can title it a different name if needed. We'll go ahead and select OK. And you'll see the W-9 is now attached.
So it will not let you finish, even though you did all this previous work. It will not let you complete without your W-9. So make sure before you start that you already have your W-9 saved as a PDF and on a place on your desktop where you can locate it and upload it. Okay.
So where do you get your W-9?
Just Google it. Just Google,
Just Google.
IRS form W-9.
Okay.
And then fill it out and save it as a PDF. I'm sorry, fill it out and print it and then sign it and then scan it back in. Make
Okay.
sure it's signed.
Dr. V, do you know if they would allow electronic signatures if I sign with my mouse?
No. don't do that.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So, so once you find it on your computer, you upload it, and then you click apply on that screen where you saved it and renamed it if you want. Then you go to question number 2.
The next question is, were you able to provide your banking information? This is where you would list if you could not find your bank or routing number in the comments below. We were able to find our bank, so we'll select yes.
That's what I did. So Miss Lawrence, if you can't find your banking information, go ahead and put in, whatever you can find. And then in the comments section, make a note of, I put in my actual banking route number. So I made a note saying, I entered, a close, the closest routing number provided. However, my exact routing number is this.
Okay.
Okay, and then they'll note that.
All right.
And then that way you can finish and say, yes, I did provide something.
Okay.
I'm sorry, click no and then explain below.
Mhm.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay,
And then you'll see over here are the different sections. You can get to the next section by clicking here, or down here, you can select next section.
okay.
Okay, this question is about our Jacksonville Small and Emerging Business Program. The first one is, are you currently certified Jacksonville Small and Emerging Business Supplier? If yes, you'd select yes, no, or in process. We'll select.
Is anybody here certified with JSEP?
No.
I'm not. I gave up on that application and I'm happy to admit it. I'll go back to it one day, but it was just too cumbersome. Okay, so, I would highly recommend, even though I quit, that you go ahead and get certified as a JSEP as well. We are not sort of what I would call the ideal trades for JSEP certification. They usually go for construction, more skilled trades to help with their quotas, it's not, what do they call it now? Not the quota system, but their percentage system, where you have to use 20% DBEs on a contract, or whatever. That's primarily what it's for, but it's still good to, to be registered with them. That's just a matter of course for your business. You never know what else will come down the pipe. Okay, so just put in the appropriate answer, and there's no attachment to your response here. Just answer it.
From that answer, another question is asked, are you interested in becoming a certified JSEP supplier for the City of Jacksonville?
Yeah, so just put yes.
If you are, you select yes, and then you'll see from there, it gives you additional questions. These are questions that our Jacksonville Small and Emerging Business Office will have to review in order to get back to you on whether you are qualified as a JSEP. If you want to go through those, you go ahead and answer those. If you're not interested, you select no.
That's probably what I
From
did.
here, we move on to the
Selected
next section.
no after
the
seeing
terms
these
of
questions.
use.
Okay, so that's fine.
This is our terms for using the OneCloud system. And you can read over those. And once you are okay with everything listed here, you would go to the bottom and select I accept. And you'll scroll back to the top. You're done with all the questionnaires, so we'll move on to the next section, which is the review.
Now you notice that as you complete the section properly, it'll give you a check. If you didn't complete
This
it
is for
properly,
you
it
to
won't
review
give
all
you a
the
check.
information you previously entered, go through each section and make sure you filled it out correctly. You can go back to the different tabs if you see something missing or something incorrect. Okay, from here you can either save for later. What this will do is send you an email to the contact listed on the company details page with the link to go back in and finish your registration if you need to come back to it. Otherwise, you would select register. We'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, so we
And
want
from here,
to
you get a
select
confirmation
register.
saying that your registration was submitted and that you'll receive an email for your registration once it is reviewed and approved.
Okay, so that is the full registration process for to become a vendor with the City of Jacksonville. How do I get out of this thing now? And so what I want everyone to do is to go back to, I want this, let me out. Oh, there you go. Is to try to do this today, to once we get off this call, to do it now in the moment while it's fresh. So I want you to go back to this page here, to the supplier portal where we first started. Remember, you can either, take this name off of the browser or go to coj.net, click on these 3 bars here on the left. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Go to procurement here. And again, for some reason, it's taking me one step further on procurement. So just go back 1 arrow and click. Do you see where I'm clicking here again? Procurement.
Yes, yes.
Click on, make sure you're on procurement, not transparency in the process. You just want procurement, okay? And this is where you're going to start, and you're going to click on visit the supplier portal page.
Got it.
If you need to see the video again, you can go down to instruction materials, register as a supplier, register as a supplier video, or you can just go ahead and click on register as a supplier and get started. And you're going to come right back to the screen where we just left off, right? That's where we started. Okay, so what I want you to do is just to write down this page here in your browser, coj.net/departments/finance/procurement. That is the link to take you right to the page to register as a supplier for the City of Jacksonville. Okay, any questions? We had somebody join us late. Martina? Martina?
Yes, ma'am. I was able to catch up.
Okay, awesome. So just make sure you start here in your browser and you click on this link. Don't click down there by the picture. People get stuck on that, clicking on the wrong link, and they can't find their way back. So click on this and then click on register as a new supplier and start the process. Make sure you have your W-9 saved to your desktop and make sure you have your bank routing information. Okay, and for the supplier codes, it's not your NACE codes. Click on their supplier portal so you can search under the keyword search for your supplier codes. Okay. Any questions or thoughts?
Yes,
So,
Dr. D, what's your website, or where will you be able to upload this video? I'll also upload it on Bob's Jacks.
yeah, I'll load it up to the Greater First Coast Chamber of Commerce, Innovation and Trade on Facebook at First Coast Chamber. So I'll upload it there so anyone can view it.
Thank you.
So this is Financial Literacy Month. So it's part of what we're doing to make sure that we're not leaving any money or financial opportunities on the table, that we're closing the loop on all of this work that we need to do for our business. All right, if there aren't any more questions, please promise me that you all will finish this today. You know, Dr. V, she likes to kind of check on you and send you stalking emails, make sure you did your work. So everyone's going to finish it up today. That'll be your action for today to close this out for your business.
Yes.
Dr.
Okay,
V,
I heard
what's the
Mr. and
next
Mrs.
step
Lawrence,
after you
Eunice,
do this? Are you going to have another video to let us know the next steps after registration?
Yeah, I can. Let me get a date for you. Once I heal up. Does that answer your question, Eunice?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay. You're going to register today?
I think I'm in there. I just need to find, I'm in too many computers. I have to go to the correct computer that has the login details, but I need to update it.
Okay, so you would go to register as a new supplier and update. That very first video where I was in was to update. Jerry, you're good for today? Close it out?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome,
Thank you
Martina.
so much.
You're very welcome. Martina, you're good for today to close it out?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, so my email is drdunbar@thecenterforconfidence.com. So if you can just send me an email saying you closed it out, I'd really appreciate it.
I sure will. Let me write that down.
And what's the name of the group, Dr. V, on Facebook that we could join? The
Oh,
page?
greater for, let me put you in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's
Uh,
okay.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, I have to jump off and jump right into another meeting, so I apologize, but I wanted to get at least 30 minutes in to take care of this. So you have my email, and then the video will be posted to Facebook at First Coast Chamber. And if you have any questions, again, you have my email, just give me a call.
Thank you. Have a good
Okay,
weekend.
get better. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you. You all
welcome.
have a good one.
Shawana,
Too.
Bye-bye.
Shawana,
And then somebody saying
Okay.
something.
we are just logging off. What I'm going to do, Shawana, if you want to go ahead and take the information from the chat, I'm going
Okay,
to post it to First Coast Chamber, the recording. Eunice was kind enough to remind me to record it.
okay. Hi, Dr. V.
Hello. We'll talk
Okay.
soon as well. My email is in there.
I don't
But I
see
have-
anything in the chat.
Oh, you came on after I posted. Here, let me copy. Yeah, let me get on this other call. And I'll go on mute, but I'll leave that up so you can write that down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow.